I'm Anil Kumar. Welcome to my series on trigonometric equations. In this video, we'll try to understand how to solve basic trigonometric equations where the angle is given to us between 0 to 360 degrees. We have 6 examples to explore. This will give you a good foundation to solve any trigonometric equation. Part A is sine theta equals to minus half. We need to find theta when theta is between 0 to 360 degrees. B is tan theta equals to 0. C is cos theta equals to square root 3 over 2. D is sine theta plus cos theta whole square equals to 0. E is 2 sine squared 2 theta minus 1 equals to 0. And F is sine 2 theta equals to cos 2 theta. Now, what is required to answer such questions? Few important things. We should know what is sine, cosine and tan. Sine is the ratio of opposite over hypotenuse. Cosine is the ratio of adjacent side over hypotenuse. Tan is the ratio of opposite over adjacent. So when I'm saying these sides, what I'm really trying to say is this. That in any right triangle, let's say this is our right triangle, where one of the angles is 90 degrees. And let's consider the other angle as the angle theta. In that case, the side which is right across theta is called the opposite side. The side between theta, the angle, and 90 degrees is called the adjacent side. And this is hypotenuse. Another thing which we need to understand here is when is sine positive, when is it negative, when is cos positive, when is cos negative, and when is tan positive, and when is tan negative. As you know, these are the 4 quadrants. In quadrant 1, all are positive, right? In quadrant 2, sine is positive. In quadrant 3, tan is positive, and in quadrant 4, cosine is positive, right? So we have this rule. So this is what you need to understand for answering all these questions. Now when we are saying that theta is between 0 to 360 degrees, it means we are talking about one full circle, correct? So this is 0 degrees for us, and then this is 90 degrees, 180 degrees, 270 degrees, and 360 degrees, correct? So now we have understood our basics. Let's try to answer these questions one by one. Sine theta equals to minus half. So when you have to solve trigonometric equation, you should look at it like this. Look into the quadrants. We are looking for sine theta to be minus half. That means it is negative, right? Now, negative means our answer lies in quadrant 3 or in quadrant 4. Since we know all are positive in quadrant 1, sine in 2, tan in 3, and cosine in 4. When sine theta is negative, it really means that theta should be in quadrant 3 and in quadrant 4, correct? This is from this negative, right? Now, we know that the solution lies in quadrant 3 and 4. Second step is, what we need to figure out is the acute angle, the related acute angle, the angle which it makes with the horizontal. This angle is what we need to figure out. Okay, so we say this, that we have sine of alpha, the acute angle, should be equal to half. That is to say, we'll try to figure out what is the value of alpha, the related acute angle, when theta is in quadrant 1, right? So we say alpha here, acute angle, alpha, which will give us always a positive value. Now, we can use special triangles to answer this particular question. Now these are few important things to always remember. Special triangles, right? So we know the sides of a special triangle are 1 to square root 3, where the angles are 30, 60, 90 degrees, right? So from this special triangle, we can find what alpha should be. Now alpha should be what? We are saying sine alpha is 1 over 2. 1 over 2. Now this side 1 is opposite to 30 degrees. Sine means opposite to hypotenuse. That means alpha should be 30 degrees, right? So this exercise actually is without calculator. Now we know the acute angle is 30 degrees. We can find theta between 0 to 360 degrees. Since now we know this angle is 30 degrees, right? And this angle is also 30 degrees. When we say theta is between 0 to 360 degrees, we want to report the principal angle, right? Which is, in this case, theta should be equals to 180 degrees plus 30 degrees. That is this angle which is shown here. Or it is equal to 360 degrees minus 30 degrees, right? So these are the two solutions. So I hope the solutions are clear to you, right? 180 plus 30 degrees and 360 degrees minus 30 degrees. When you add, you get 0, 8 and 3, 11, 210 degrees. And in this case, we get 330 degrees. So we know that angle theta should be equal to 210 degrees or 330 degrees for this particular solution. So I hope the steps are absolutely clear, right? Now, so the idea here is that negative we should look into as two solutions, one in quadrant 3, one in quadrant 4. Half, look into the special triangle 30, 60, 90, which gives you 30 degrees as the related acute angle. Then find the principal angle theta between 0 to 360 degrees. Perfect. Okay. Now let's see how to do part B, which is tan theta equals to 0. Now when is tan theta equals to 0? Now tan theta is basically equal to 0. Tan theta could be written as sine theta over cos theta, correct? Equals to 0. That means sine theta equals to 0, right? Now in solving such questions, many times we'll be looking into the graph of sine and cosine. So sine theta graph can help us answer tan theta questions also, especially when it is 0. So for 0, we know sine is 0 for 3 values. One is 0, the other one is at 180 degrees and then at 360 degrees. So we get the angle theta as equal to 0 degrees, 180 degrees and 360 degrees as our answer, right? Correct? Or you could also look into the tan graph, correct? Okay. Let's continue and see the solution for question number C. This time we need to solve for cos theta equals to square root 3 over 2. We'll again look into our special triangle, right? So which is going to be 30, 60, 90 degrees triangle, correct? Whose sides are what? 1, 2 and square root 3. And what is the other thing which we should consider? We should also consider when is cosine positive. As you know, all are positive here. So this is one place, sine, tan and cosine. So we're looking for solution in quadrant 1 and in quadrant 4. And what should we find? We should actually find the acute angle alpha, right? Which is also one of our solutions. So from here we can say, well, let's consider cos of alpha equals to square root of 3 over 2. That means alpha is equal to, as you can see here, adjacent side over hypotenuse, right? Cos alpha is square root 3 over 2 for 30 degrees, right? So that becomes our solution. One of the solutions. In our case, we have to provide with two solutions. Theta is between 0 to 360 degrees. So we say theta is equal to 30 degrees and theta is also equals to this angle, right? Where 30 should be taken away from 360, right? So I should actually write here as 360 degrees minus 30 degrees, correct? So that is another solution, which is 330 degrees, right? So there are two solutions for this particular case. So we get the solution theta as equal to 30 degrees and 360 degrees, just as we got in the last term. Okay. This reminds you that cos theta and sin theta are also co-functions, okay? We'll get to those co-functions in another video. Now let's look into part D, which is slightly tricky. Sin theta plus cos theta whole square equals to 0. You need to find the value of theta. Okay, so what we can do here is, let's rewrite this. We have sin theta plus cos theta whole square equals to 0. That basically means that sin theta plus cos theta equals to 0, or we can say sin theta equals to taking cos theta to the right side minus cos theta. Now, we can divide both sides by cosine. We get sin theta over cos theta equals to minus of cos theta over cos theta, right? So this is tan theta. So tan theta equals to minus 1. So tan is negative. In which quadrant do we get the solution this time? Tan is negative means we have solution in quadrant 2 and quadrant 4. Since all are positive here, sin is positive here, tan is positive in quadrant 3 and cos in quadrant 4. We are looking for negative value, means quadrant 2 and quadrant 4. Now to figure out the answer, we'll again look into tan of alpha, right? Which is 1, right? So we can say tan alpha equals to 1, that is to say the acute angle, alpha. Now that is true when alpha equals to 45 degrees, right? Well, you can also look into your special triangle, which is 45 degrees, 90 degrees, 45 degrees triangle, which is, if it is 45 degrees, then the sides are 1, 1, square root 2. Tan value is 1 over 1, which is 1. Perfect. Now, if alpha is 45 degrees, what should be theta? So this is 45 degrees. This is also 45 degrees, right? This theta, remember, is a principal angle. So it is one angle is like this, which is, we can say theta is equal to 180 minus 45. Correct? The other angle theta is that much, 360 minus 45 degrees. Correct? So these are the two answers. So first answer is 135 degrees, right? The other angle is 135 plus 180. You could do that also, right? Or take away, which is 315 degrees, correct? So these are the two solutions in the given case. So I hope you understand by now that whenever we're trying to solve these equations, we are looking into the quadrant first and then the special triangles to get the answer, correct? Idea is to find the acute angle first and then get the principal angle. Most of the time, when we are looking into the domain 0 to 360 degrees, we get two answers. Now here are the last two questions, which are slightly different from whatever we have done so far. E. 2 sine squared 2 theta minus 1 equals to 0. F. Sine 2 theta equals to cos theta. We have to solve these equations for theta being between 0 to 360 degrees. Let us see how to do E. We can rearrange this equation. We can write 2 sine squared 2 theta equals to 1. Then we can divide by 2. We get sine squared 2 theta equals to 1 over 2. And then square root, we get sine 2 theta equals to 1 over square root 2 with plus and minus sign. Remember, whenever you square root, you get both positive and negative value. Okay. Now we need to solve this equation. Remember, theta is between 0 to 360 degrees. It means 2 theta should be between what? 0 to times 2, 720 degrees. This is kind of critical to understand. So we are looking for now 2 circles, right? Okay. Sine 2 theta is both positive and negative. Means we are looking for 4 solutions in one circle. Do you get the idea? And let us say this angle is alpha. Then what should this angle alpha be? To find that, you can always look into the special triangle, which is 45 degrees triangle, right? With equal sides, isosceles right triangle. Perfect. So clearly, we get one value of alpha, which is equal to 45 degrees. Now, what is the value of 2 theta within the interval of 0 to 720? Well, we can write like this. 2 theta equals to, of course, alpha, which is 45 degrees, and then 180 minus 45, then this angle, correct? 180 minus 45, which is 135 degrees, and then this much, 180 plus 45, correct? So 180 plus 45 is, or we can write 180 plus 45 as 225 degrees. And then we have this angle, which is 360 minus 45, this angle, right? So 360 minus 45, which is 315 degrees, right? Now these 4 values are between 0 to 360 for 2 theta. We have to go twice, okay? So we'll add to these numbers 360 degrees, right? So let's add 360 degrees and we'll get more solutions to this. So if I add 360, I get 5, 6 and 4 is 10, and 3 and 1 is 4, 405 degrees, adding 360, right? Next one, add 360 to 135. So we are adding 360. Let me write down here. We are adding 360 degrees to each, correct? So when you add 360 degrees, you get 5, 6 and 3 is 9, 3 plus 1 is 4. Adding 360 here, 5, 6 and 2, 8, 3 plus 2, 5, right? 360 here, 5, 6 plus 1, 7, 3 and 3, 6. So those are the angles for 2 theta. Do you get the idea, right? 2 circles. So now we can find theta as half of these values. Half of these values, right? So those are the answers. So we can divide them by 2 to get all our answers. Dividing 45 by 2 is 22.5 degrees. Dividing 135 by 2, so 2 times 6 is 12, 15, 7.5 degrees. Here we get 112.5 degrees. Here we get 1, 2, then 15, 7.5 degrees. Here we get 2, 0, 2.5 degrees. Here we get 2 times 4 is 8, 15 is 7.5 degrees. 2 times 2 is 4, 18 is 9, and this is 2 times 2 is 4.5 degrees. And here we get 6 divided by 2 is 3, and then we get 3 times 3 is 6, 15 is 7.5 degrees. Do you see this is less than 360? So those are the 8 solutions for this particular case. Do you see that part? So we have 8 solutions. Right? So it's slightly tricky. I'd like you to pause the video at this stage, understand what we have done. So basically to solve this equation, we simplified, and then important step here is when theta is between 0 to 360, 2 theta should be between 0 to 720, and so we get 8 options, not 4, right? And then dividing by 2, we get our answers. Let's look into the last question. Last question, sine 2 theta equals to cos theta. Let me give you one relation which some of you may not know. Sine 2 theta can be written as 2 sine theta cos theta. I like you to use this identity and then solve. Here is the solution. So as I said, sine 2 theta is basically 2 sine theta cos theta equals to cos theta. Now at this stage, do not cancel cos theta. Bring them together. So we have 2 sine theta cos theta minus cos theta equals to 0. Factor cos theta. So we get cos theta as a common factor. We get 2 sine theta minus 1 equals to 0. Now that means cos theta equals to 0 and also 2 sine theta minus 1 equals to 0. Now cos theta equals to 0 gives you two solutions where theta is 90 degrees or 270 degrees, right? Now for the other part, we basically can write this as sine theta equals to 1 over 2. Now sine theta positive half is when? Well, let's make it here. Sine theta is positive. That means we are looking for solutions in quadrant 2 and 1, 1 and 2. And special triangle. Let's make one special triangle here for half. 30, 60, 90, right? So we get 1, 2 square root 3. It is 30 degrees, 60 degrees, and 90 degrees. Half 1 over 2, right? So 30 degrees. So theta equals to 30 degrees or 180 minus 30, which is 150 degrees. Perfect. So the two solutions are these, 30 degrees or 180 minus 30 degrees, 150. So we get all our solutions as, for this time, 90 degrees, 270 degrees because of cos theta equals to 0, and for sine theta, 30 degrees and 150 degrees. Is that clear to you? So that is how we are going to solve these questions. I hope you understand the basics. Feel free to write your comment, share your views, and if you like and subscribe to my videos, that'd be great. Thanks for watching and all the best.